objective?
Just to enlighten the people's mind, you know, and to remind them of where we've been and where we are and where we need to go. You know, there's somebody always has to be there with something positive. There's a lot of negativity on the radio right now, all around the world, and TV. So I wanted to be the positive, one of the positive things that people can watch and listen to. Try to get a job today, but when it's to the application, them say, if this is where you really reside, please step outside. She asked them why, and they replied, we don't want no trouble, no. We don't want no trouble, no day. Cause lady, where you come from, people die there every day. And for our safety, that's where you should stay.
Thank you very much for your time, Ethan.
Man, MC Chinaman this man. I tell the people, man, say, watch a program here, you know. Yeah, man, Damian Phillips, every night, live. Check.
Lifestyle, rated M for mature. Hosted by Damian Phillips. It's informative, provocative, and unconventional. Hosted by Damian Phillips. Lifestyle.
Well, who goes? The girl will knock me off my feet and make me 40 days and 40 nights and I can't sleep. Jah know how she do it. Incomplete. Long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and me couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Yeah. Long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and me couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Hey. Alright, the girl that knocked me off my feet. And a 40 days and 40 nights stood up and even sleep. Me have to just get up, stand up and firm up on my feet. And a loot a baby face and voice to me dip and repeat. Me nah go lie, one time the love did concrete. And when you break my heart, you know me never plan fate. And me and you fit that till we get old and a rocking chair with one teeth. Right, I know me kinda incomplete. Now you see it, long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and me couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Yeah. Long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and me couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Well, hear me out, when you me hear it from the shout. You have a new man where you a tick and not a coat. Me feel it to me heart out and me test it one drop out. My friend them did that want me and not tell me fi watch out. I must see joke, this I must see show we a account. You used to tear me hard and tell me show you the account. Come make we start fresh, me show you where real love is all about. Me ready fi give your love X amount, without a doubt. Long time.
Prince, my begs to them, I make sure to tell a friend no. Good evening, RG. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I see RG bigging up the LSTV family. Tenet in the building.
Long time me and you for seal.
So people, me there here and I'ma come home and I experiment. I'ma say, alright, Prince in a studio business, so now I call him to make sure say, you know, that little experiment that me that try work. Because me know I'm gonna call in tonight. I don't have to ask. Based on the topic that we're discussing this evening, I know that Prince is going to call. So I wanted to make sure my guest, which I'll be joining via Facebook Messenger, and we're not doing video this evening, audio. But normally, because me did lazy, when I go audio or video on Facebook, if somebody call on the phone, then they wouldn't be able to hear the person that I'm talking to, the guest. So I did my experiment. Call Prince and Prince not answer. Can you believe it, people? Prince don't answer. Anyways, welcome to Lifestyle. If it's your first time, let me say greetings, and hope you stick and stay. Hope you find it interesting enough to stay with us. Yeah. Lifestyle, as it suggests, we talk about my business, your business, everybody business. What else me need to tell you if you're a first timer? All views expressed not necessarily belong to nobody. I mean, not belong to the show. It belong to the individual. So all views have the content on the show. So I made this post. When was it? I don't know one of the original, but me just shared it a while ago. No, I'm again need to find the original post, you know. I'm going to need to find the original post because there were some. That is where the discussion came up, and I decided that I was going to invite somebody that I love her stance. You know, I love the points that she made. So I'm like, no, I need to get her as my guest. So this evening I'll be joined by Kayleen Titus McKenzie as my special guest, and of course you guys can also partake in the program. So I made this post. When a man and a woman gets married, who gives up their power? Who gives up their power when a man and a woman get married? And I intentionally put when a man and a woman, because you know we're living in a world where there are parts of the world that it's okay by law for two same sex to get married. Still not on our law books in Jamaica, so yeah, see how long them can hold on that for. But so yeah, I intentionally, cause and then after I make the post and the discussion I go on, I'm like, all right, so hold on a little bit now. So when two men get married, like who give up the power? Or when two women, so my mind, but nah, let me not go there, cause I don't know me, my head just go all over the place. I'm gonna ask question and then some people use it to psychoanalyze me, which I don't have a problem with. So yeah, but me I think so maybe one of them. This is just my thinking. Maybe one of them act like the opposite sex as much as they're the same sex, and then know them. I don't know. If you're familiar with other religions, like Muslim, you would know that the man is the basically the ruler of the woman. You know, for them thing, them not mince word and saying it. Christianity now has been diluted, so as much as they say the man is the head of the house, like they must say that, and then it don't really mean that, you know. So like I said, Christianity thing kind of get diluted. Sorry, let me try to use the correct term. But welcome again to the show. Started out with Sheena. I don't know, I see me I dig up about seal the deal. It is not seal the deal, it is seal the link. But before I go on, remember that every evening I do something about, why may I tell you, say me think so the cough I left me, but me think I nerve more than anything else. Because I was here like from 7 o'clock doing my experiment and other things, and me never have no cough till when me ready for talk now. Oh, you know, so I never use that spray something there. Maybe I need to run go upstairs for it. But anyways, effective April 1 through to April 8, Jamaica will be on the curfew 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. And let me go ahead and explain this because I word it first and I said no, I mean I like how this look. So I read it and I didn't like how it looked. And I'm like, me know this is going to cause confusion because I realize it's not everybody is gifted with the ability to understand, you know. And they said the message sent is not always the message received. So after hearing the Prime Minister mentioning April 1 to April 8, I knew it that people would get it, you know, twisted. But so after posting it on my page, after hearing it and posting it, and then I start read some comments, and I'm not going to try to embarrass anybody, so I'm just saying, you know, understanding is a hell of a thing. So like I say, I intentionally word it like this. Effective April 1 to April 8, Jamaica will be under curfew 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. And I think that is self-explanatory. However, some people never understand it. So let me read from Andrew Olney's Twitter. Effective April 1, 2020, from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. daily, there will be an all-island curfew. The curfew will run for 7 days, ending at 6 a.m. on April 8th, 2020. So, starting tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Jamaica will be under an all-island curfew. All-island curfew, right? So the questions start coming up. People asking me after posting it on my WhatsApp. One of my brethren say, "So how me I go manage now? Like how I work, I leave work, I walk home from work, 12 o'clock at night." So of course I gave him my what me think him need to do. I don't know if him go follow me, cause him start telling me what some other people say. So that's that. So I think I can link up my my guest now. I think I can link up my guest now. I hope she there and waiting on me to call. So I go make the call right now. So if you're new to the program, again, welcome. And for those of you who are always here, my family, welcome. And thanks for being here this evening. Alright, so why am I not hear this ring? Okay, I just dog a fret and so I'm not hear that. Good evening, Mrs. Titus Mackenzie.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Are you hearing me loud and clear?
Yes, I'm here.
So, who that a call and a ring again? I think that mad something. I just see my computer calling you again. So, welcome. I met me tell her from now. So I told your sister because I wasn't getting through to you. I say your sister supposed to be my guest, and she was so surprised. I'm like, tell me I ask you, because she not answer me. Why would she be so surprised when I tell her that you're going to be my guest this evening?
Maybe because I'm not known as one to do these type of things, maybe. But your question was really intriguing, and I have been thinking about it all week.
Thank you very much. Martin is in the building. I believe the timing is wrong. And that is pertaining to the lockdown. That is what Martin is referring to, not the program. So yeah. Oh, you on the COVID though, by the way, this whole quarantine and all these things.
Well, right now, I think that all that I can do is really prepare, not panic, and just try as best as possible. Keep my children calm, make sure I have enough food and stuff for them, and just follow the instruction of the government.
Right. How homeschooling going? I know you wouldn't have a problem with that, because me know you. You did always a teach at home, but how it going now since the schools have been closed?
Well, I've definitely been learning a lot about my children. I've definitely been missing their teachers. Yeah, but it's not so bad. They are doing what they're supposed to do, trying to keep them on track for when they go back to school and all that.
Yeah,
it's not so bad at all.
Cool. I remember when I was teaching, like parents used to come to me and say, I'm having problem because, you know, maybe I got something wrong, and them I try correct it, and them say, no, teacher say. You get that too? Teacher say. So
yeah, man.
Like you can't tell them nothing because teacher say.
All the time.
So I guess that don't change. Alright, so you said my question was intriguing. What was so intriguing about the question?
To me, the question was intriguing because I've always noticed that when marriage is concerned, persons have different stands. As in, what we were taught marriage to be growing up is different from what is biblical and different from what we come to expect and want for ourselves in the first place. So to say who gives up the power, some persons get confused and they get defensive when you say the word power, but it's simply understanding the context in which the word is used, right? Power is simply the ability to direct or influence a person's decisions or a course of action for an event, right? You have the say. When you say power, you're not talking about, you know, a domineering position
Or
where
abusive.
the man or abusive, or where the man, that's just violation,
Right.
right? Both partners are responsible to make sure the other partner is emotionally in tune and cared for. They have influence in the decision of their relationship, over their children, over their marriage, over where they live, you know, mutual respect and all of that. Each person is entitled to their own self development then. You know, you enter into a marriage with different views and different goals for what you want for yourself.
Right,
I'm
because
not
you're
saying
two different individuals. So,
yeah, you're
right.
two different individuals. But where it come on to the question why I say the woman gives up her power is because my definition of marriage, let me say then, what I have seen work for me is, and what I have read to be biblical, is that your husband is the structure that when you get married, you submit to your husband, right? You are not being controlled, you are not being domineered, but and it is also important to know that when I say submit to your husband, I'm not talking about a relationship where you're married to someone that doesn't have your best interest at heart, doesn't look out for betterment. You understand? But for example, in my marriage, right, I might have an idea. I might wake up this morning and say, all right, simple example, may I go downtown, right? And I say to my husband, if my husband says, I don't think it is the best time for you to go downtown, I am not going to say, but me, I'm one big woman and I want to go downtown. Even if I don't agree with what he says, I am going to listen and trust that he has a reason, or I say, all right, then why are you saying I'm not supposed to go downtown?
This is interesting. You know why? And this is why I say I forget you, because I saw your response and I'm like, I'm trying to find it now. I'm scrolling to read some of the others, but as you say, most of us were, you know, born and raised in the church, Jamaicans, and we learn one certain things. But I realize society now has a different push, and you know, not to dig up old stuff, but a couple of weeks ago, if it's not last week ago, I did a topic where I think DJ Jagger, which you know too, he made a post on his page, and it say, females, if you're going out on a date with a guy, and the guy says to you, him not like what you have on, what would you do? So I posted it on my page, and trust me, I end up doing it as a topic. And what I got out of it, females saying, no man can't tell me nothing, no man can't tell me what to do. And I see people bring this even into marriages, because like I said again, the parallel I'm trying to make, biblically, as you outlined, it said a woman's supposed to submit to her husband, and the Bible even said the man is the head of the house. But society now is saying no man no support, because they put ruling to it to say no man not supposed to rule one woman. So how in that world where society say no, you're supposed to be domineering and dominate the man, how you manage to adhere to Christian principle?
Well, I am all for women empowerment. I'm all for women having a voice. It is something that I believe in, but I also believe in the dynamic of marriage, right? As the old-time people used to say, two bulls can roll in a one pen, right? That is where you're going to find, because the moment a woman starts to demasculate her husband, that is where problems start. Because it is natural instinct to lead, right? Not that it's a woman's natural instinct to follow, but it is natural instinct to lead. And the moment that he feels that level of authority that he's supposed, that level of respect that he's supposed to be given in his house, that is where all else breaks loose. No, let me express, I am not saying that man fear tell woman what to do. Right? I'm not saying women are not supposed to be a part of discussion. I'm not saying women don't have their own rights, but, and this is not about when you're hooked up with somebody or you're engaged to be married, this is about a marriage.
Right.
Right? And how the dynamic of the marriage is supposed to work. Right? Even putting away, even not concentrating fully on Christian beliefs now. looking at just how two persons function, right? Especially if you have children in the home, the children too need to see that structure,
right?
Where you have a good man that has your best interest at heart, because if you have a booger yaga man, so to say, it is very hard to give him control. That level of control and that level of authority, it's very hard to submit to somebody that does not share your perspective. You don't have similar visions, you don't have similar dreams. Him don't know where you go and you don't know where him go. Right? But the moment you have a dynamic where you know, right, all right, I can submit this man, your husband should be the one. Well, the word we're using is power. With the power, because I am going to overthrow my husband. Even if what he is saying, I don't 100% agree with it. I believe, my personal belief is that my job there as the wife is to trust what he is saying. Right?
Right.
Allow him to see that I'm confident in his decisions, and allow him to see that, all right, I may not agree with you, but I'm going to listen to what you say.
Because that is what I think should happen. It shouldn't be a case, as you say, one ruling thing, like if you say, okay, go do this and you do it. Or me say not do that so you don't do it. That is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is at the end of the day, because even and the model, me born and grow in a church, so me know it's supposed to be. A good woman, and I always use Michelle Obama as an example when I talk about this. When they used to do the press briefings or whatever, I just said a little talk. Barack would have always turned to her and say, did I leave out anything? And she always said, no, you're good. I mean, I said, no, as good as we think Barack Obama is, him not so perfect. But guess what? She not humiliate him in front of people to say, oh no, because I've seen this evening church. You have the pastor say something and the wife get up and say, this is why the Bible. But then they'd say, woman must be. No, that is not an correct. Not me like, no. You're not supposed to make your man feel like your husband feel lower than whatever. And like I'm saying, I'm sure after maybe when I'm going to the vehicle, she said, hon, you know that you left out that, or you didn't say that right and all of these things. But not in front of everybody.
It can't be a power struggle. It can't be a power struggle, none at all. Because the moment it becomes a power struggle, intimacy gets thrown out the window. Everything else gets thrown out the window, because all right, not to say that you're protecting his ego, but you need the very fact that you're going to say you're married. Because nowadays, what I see happening is that most people get married to say they're married. And
just to get the ring?
Yes, to get the ring and to say that they're at this age and they accomplished this. But marriage is much, much, much more. Because, all right, using my own marriage as an example, I am very strong-willed. And I, for the most part, I like having my own way. So it was a challenge to know that, all right, now I have this person, we are now married. That means our life become one, and I now need to learn. And not like he's a person that if I say, well, babe, you say so, but he won't reconsider. It's not his way or the highway. You understand? But at the end of the day, I still acknowledge that he has the final say. That is my perspective. That is what works for me, right? And despite of what other persons are going to say about it, that is my standard. And I will stick by it because it's been working for me for 10 years, you know? And it's...
Go ahead. Don't let me cut you off.
It's not something like... It's not something that you can fight me on, really, because I have seen... based on other marriages that I can use as example, I can see what happened when the man loses his masculinity, when he feels like he has been downplayed, when he feels like, you know, he doesn't have that level of support. He's going to look for it from somebody else.
But this is what I think, and I can't say I know this because I haven't done any study, but a domineering woman cannot see that you just alluded to a while ago. She just thinks that she must get her way and fear her way right. So it must go for her way. And we know, I had a guest a couple of weeks ago was talking about, well, maybe was a couple of months ago in November, the power, and I call it the ovarian power. Because she was telling me about her cousin that got married to a younger, which may end up know the people them, got married to a younger girl. He was a Rasta, and him cut him ear because she wanted him to cut his hair. And she say, yo, my uncle a strong rasta, you know, my band come see him, know him a chant. So the first thing him do, cut him ear because she said if he cut him ear. Then him end up start that church and all of these things. And she basically just used him, go to school, get what she want, and then left him. Because like again I'm saying, the age different was... So I'm saying you have cases where the ovarian power takes over. The woman just say, okay, I have to get, and then they use it a kind of way to just manipulate men. You know, I know females who use the period as a manipulating tool. Or a man, my period I can't because and them supposed to just get everything and lay down in a bed, and they use pregnancy as well to say, oh, I remember one time I heard one girl telling one of my friend run our Lovely in our hairdresser shop. She's like, trust me, if me did a fool, me breed like every time me can get pregnant because my boyfriend, my baby father, like me go up in my yard and him mother and him sister and everybody I jump around from reaching I taxi them, run, come down, come take bag and then just treat me like me not have to do nothing. And I'm like, okay. So I'm saying a female who see this as my way is the right way, like she will never ever see that, okay, if I keep on demeaning the man, it's not going to be good for the relationship. You think they see that, or am I wrong or am I right?
I think, alright. One of the thing, and it's not because it's a Bible reference, but it's just something that I believe in. When you marry someone, you can't be unequally yoked.
Right.
And unequally yoked for me does not mean that you go to the same church. It doesn't mean that you are of the same religion. It means that you are of the same beliefs. You are of the same understanding.
So a Muslim couldn't marry to one Christian, vice versa.
Yeah, you can be married to somebody that goes to your church, you know, but you're still unequally yoked because your beliefs towards
it's separate and apart. Yes,
different.
true.
Yes,
true.
You raise your children, you're still unequally yoked because one belief you get beaten and the other one that is unequally yoked.
True.
Right. So when most time you will find a power struggle when the persons they didn't take time to date, they didn't take time to understand what they were getting into before they actually got married, right? And the moment that happens, well, just like if two Christians get married, that's when the problem starts because you find out that you're married to this person, you don't know this person, and then the woman, the instinct of the feel like, you know what, my life, I mean, nobody run my life, and, you know, me not go sit down and, you know, I'ma do what I want to do. No, the very fact when you get married, you're both supposed to be looking out for the livelihood and the best interest of your marriage.
I want to go to some of the comments. And let me start with this one. Stacy, and answering the question, you would have seen it. She said both. Is that possible for both to give up the power?
I don't think so. I think that, all right, we're not going to say both. As I said before, both as a say in what goes on, both gets to make the decision, but at the end of the day, the final decision belongs to the husband.
Right. That is the teaching. But something else, as you mentioned, Kay, I feel part of the problem is, and we can't fault them. I taught for 9 years, almost 9.5 at a prep school, and I always make this reference. I know of several families where the girls get the push educationally than the boys. So I know of one particular where the two daughters them are big whatever. End up working with government and the whole work, but the boy now him just a drive car cause him get it and a bun weed and all of these things because the push was not there, because you have some people, especially females, where say, oh, me did have to wash dirty clothes and whatever. Me no want no man come take my daughter turn or whatever. So I'm pushing them. So what we're finding now, and I even hear from time to time people make reference of the ratio at UWI. I heard it's 70 to 30. 70% females. So when you find a woman now who is educated and all of the other something them more than the man, how them control not being domineering?
You control not being domineering by understanding the structure. The man is the man, whether you work on garbage truck and you are the minister of education, right? The job title, because, all right, first, you see your husband, not the education we have. I don't think you would marry someone for the education and for what then can do. You're married to him because you see this person as somebody you can build and share a life with. The moment you accept that, you accept him as your head. You accept him as the one that has the final decisions in your marriage.
Wow,
right?
I like that. You know, I post the other day and I say, if a woman is not ready to submit to a man, she should not get married. And trust me, get some cussing, you see. Like, because, like, me don't know. The force is there where society just says anything goes. Like, you know, and most of the wrong things. And I'm like, no, if you really, and I always make reference to a boss. When you have a woman who she respects her boss more than her husband, that relationship then not gonna work. It bound to fail.
Because, all right, giving an example, even one similar to the boss, there are some women that think, all right, let's go to Christian women now. They think that they can not submit to their husband, but submit to their pastor and submit to God. When in my view, is nothing like that can, as much as I might get cussing for this, if I am putting on my clothes to go to church and my husband says, all right, I don't think you should go to this, stay home with me, I am not going to go.
But that's supposed to happen.
Not because he's controlling me, not because he's telling me what to do, but what is his reason? Maybe understanding men, they're not always outspoken, they're not always ready to say what is wrong. Maybe he's going through something and he just wants the company, right? Maybe he just doesn't think you should be on the road today, but that is me, I'm not going to go.
You know, I listening here and I remember this church I used to live next to. And that church was known to go on till like 11, 12 o'clock at night time. No crusade or no nothing, you know, just regular church. And I remember the last pastor that came there, him say no, 8 o'clock no fi catch him in no church. Him come at church Sunday morning already and go man come back. Church start 6:37. Why you need for day in a church 11, 12? Go on home to your husband, because you know you have a lot of church women who them go church, them say about them husband, whatever. Him say no. Go, because if you
as an excuse.
True. If your home is not in good order, you can't, me believe that. Let me talk church. If your home not set good, you can't praise God. A false, whatever that false witness, that's the term, a false witness. So you go to that church and I live up holy and I speak in tongues, but your husband asked you for some sex last night and you say no. Like, yeah, that not gonna work. But anyway, let me share with my viewers. If you guys wondering who is on the phone, her name is Mrs. Kayleen Titus McKenzie. And I asked this question on Facebook the other day. When a man and a woman gets married, who gives up the power? And she responded and say, women. And I said, prove that. So I draw her out and she said, yeah man, I believe that a woman should submit to her husband. She is a equal partner and force, but in the end, the husband has the final say. And I said, Ozin, I would want to hear more. Can you be my guest? So yes, she is here, and I'm going to read some more. So Nadia commented, and she said, that's why the divorce rate is at an all-time high, because of this so-called power struggle. Nonsense. Fiwi League says the man, of course, he just signed away his happiness and half his future earning. So this person is saying, answering the question to say, is the man give up in power? Because when he get married, he signs away his rights and half of his earning for his future earning. Marvin responded and said, are you talking back in the days or what? Because I don't know that most young people do that. The woman has to bring something to the relationship. And Fiwi Leaks respond and say, most women these days has very little to offer than sex. And they are led to believe that because sex is oversold in our society. You want to say anything about any of that I read?
Alright. First of all, I don't think they fully understand the meaning of power. And I think their definition of marriage has been really smeared. Right? Because when you're talking about giving up half your earnings, the woman can give up half her earnings as well.
True.
Right? She's signing over her life. I mean, come on now, let's do some house cleaning. The women have the children. We sacrifice in that aspect to raise a family, to move the house, to keep a house together. Whether you are working or you're not working, whether you earn more than your husband or you don't, right? It is, let me say then, it is expected of us in that aspect. And what happiness. Oh, what happiness, really? So there are not people that are married are not happy.
Well,
Men that are married are not.
Trust me, I remember one time a fireman, we'd over a fire station, and a fireman say, when two people are getting married, who always look happy and which one of them look happy and which one of them look kind of confused in most cases. So I said, the man, him said, no, look again the next time your video or wedding or take picture. And I start looking and I realized some 20 years ago, because what is happening is, a woman is not going to say yes to a man that she don't want to be with. And you have a lot of times the man is wondering, am I making the right decision? Because all of this scared or whatever that we hear, you know, some people say, you're tied in knot, and that by itself not sound like something good. And you know, you used to go play domino, you can't do that no more. Which it happens. Let's be real. And I remember when I lived with somebody, I mean, that's how I'm going to put it. And I had to curtail a lot of the things that I enjoy doing. And one of the things that she use, and it actually works, she's like, no, you can't have woman in a yard and at the hotel 2-3 o'clock a morning. That just not look right. Which, to me, I couldn't see the difference. But, you know, I mean, like, okay, I'm never married then, but I'm like, in reality, it don't look good for you know, you that road that play domino or you do whatever and thing. But there are a lot of men who they have to give up all of the enjoyment. Some of them is clubbing. For some men, maybe it's womanizing. Them have a whole heap of woman, but now you're married, so you have to just be one burner, don't it?
But happiness, though, you know, I think that's a strong word to use for compromise. To me, those things are compromise. All right. Again, using my own marriage as an example, my husband has a lot of things that he likes to do. Some of them is not like it's something I had to learn to accept. Like, he loves playing games, right? And to me, sometimes I want to say maybe you could find something better to do. But what I have learned to do is sometimes he's playing game, I go there and I sit down and I watch. And you know, he takes pleasure in explaining to me what is going on. You know, he doesn't have a lot of friends, but sometimes he likes to go fishing with a couple of co-workers. Sometimes he's out till 1-2 o'clock because he wants to see and he try catch fish and whatever. But as much as more as I stay here, I'm not gonna see, I have to accept that he's an individual.
True.
Right? And he has his own interests and his own things that he needs, you know, to feel complete. Right? I am not expecting, and Mega used the word booga yaga again. I am not expecting that as a mother, as a husband, you're going to take up yourself, go do some booga thing. It'll come down to what you both want.
True.
Does he wants to be married? You know, what is marriage to him or what is marriage to you?
We have even that, even with church. I know even church females who get married and the man is not a Christian, but because of the teaching to say, you know, you can't have sex and you're not married, so they put the marriage in front of it. And there are men, believe it or not, there are men that get married just because they don't have sex with that woman then.
Yes, exactly. Because, all right, look at it. When I got married, I was 18. My husband was 19 when we got married. And most persons, first thing that came to their mind, no one could believe that we got married.
Them not put time for uno and years and say better that now pass whatever.
Yeah, them say marriage not last so and so. They say that I was pregnant. They say sex we want because we are at church. And somebody say, oh, you married? Yeah, Christian. That was the first question. I was like, I don't need to get married to have sex. Right? And if I get pregnant, I don't need to get married because I am pregnant. Right? They couldn't accept the fact because
that
they just
two
see
young
marriage
people
as
got
something
married.
bondage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just saw it as bondage. They saw it as, why are you doing that? You're throwing your life away. But
young girl like you.
Exactly. Exactly. Right? And 10 years down the road, if I had the choice, all right, lived through my 10 years of marriage, would I still get married at that age? Yes, I would. You know, because there are advantages to it. Everybody see the disadvantages, but there are advantages to finding somebody that you want to settle down with and build a life with, and allowing that person to lead while you as the wife contribute financially, spiritually, you know, and build that person, build each other. Because in some cases, my husband and I are like, you know, we're like yin and yang, right? I talk a lot, he hardly talk, right? I always have an opinion, you know. I don't sit down. I will sit down and pencil something, but my thing is, all right, it can work. It can work. He will more sit down.
You're the
and
positive
pencil.
one.
Yes.
Okay.
He will more say, what if this happens?
Okay.
Or yes, he will more sit down and try to fine tune it and think about everything that could go wrong before stepping into it. So I'm extra. I will dive in to see what happened.
Right.
While he's going to sit down and pencil, or what would we do if this
That's
happened?
how male brains work, you know. We're not just. Let me read some more comments.
So it's all about the dynamic, and you have to trust the person. All right, I have been married for a while, and it doesn't. There have been times saying, all right, you know, you feel like you want your own, you want to do what you want to do, right? But you have to first understand and think, do I trust this person? Because if you're not trusting somebody, then can't lead you.
True.
You're not going to want to listen to them. You're not going to want, you understand? And
but what about, I hear females say this.
Power.
I hear females say this.
Men really understand their positions in their marriage. I don't think they understand what they should be in their marriage, right? You get married to somebody, you just feel like, all right, we need to find a way where you do what you want to and do what we want to, and we still stay married to take care of it and them. Right? Which I don't believe in, right? But it's not that they are weak, they just don't know. And the women are so strong nowadays that it's hard to tell a woman, all right, this is so, because even if the husbands point out, all right, this is the roadmap of what we're going to take, right? And even if you discuss it and you go through it and you both agree, it's going to be in her intention to see how she can cross, to see how she can do it. But you still have to understand that, all right, there is someone that you need to listen to more than how you listen to yourself. Right? And again, it's not about giving up. You understand? Your sense of right, your rights are, you won't say, but it's about knowing the dynamics and what will work and what will not work. Because believe me, the moment your husband feel like say, he can lead, the moment he feel less than what he's supposed to be. Because even if he doesn't know in his mind that, all right, I am supposed to be the head, or I'm supposed to be taking this directive, or I'm supposed to lead in the charge where this is concerned, his nature is going to feel that sense of responsibility. Right? It's in his nature to lead. It's in his nature to be in front. It's in his nature to be respected. You know, when we were getting married, our marriage counselor tell me one thing that I can never forget. The woman wants love and the man wants respect. Right? The woman wants the love and she wants the attention, but the man needs respect. He needs to know that he's respected.
And you cannot tell him, say you love him every day and you don't show no sign of respect, because it not work.
No. No, even the Bible says it. The Bible says, husband, love your wife as Christ of the church. But he said, wife, respect your husband. You understand? It is just, we can talk about so many things. We can talk about so many reasons why women take their marriages and their lives into their own hands. But sometimes, do we even give the husband, do we give the man a chance to lead?
That is what I'm saying. So let's take it out of your personal life and tell me your observation, because I shared it, you know, I don't know if you saw the link, because I actually found a link that was talking about power struggle, and I shared it, and I had to say to somebody straight up, because one person responded and said, what power? And then somebody asks, oh, that me want to know too. And I'm like, don't make the thing look like some foolishness come out of my head from nowhere. There are relationships and there are marriages now that have a serious power struggle going on. Because one of them, well, me can't say one of them, the woman choose that I am a strong woman. And we hear saying like, oh, it takes a strong man to deal with a strong, and you said it at the beginning of the show, two bulls can't run in one pen. So when the man strong and the woman strong, where you end up with kick and box and thump and fight and shot and all of these things. So, what is your observation? You see where males are, as a couple people answer? Because even one, Dwayne Williams say, the man. You see, does it appear to you that males now are just saying, you know what? Them say, happy wife, happy life. So me just, I go just squat, put me tail between my leg, and just everything she said, me say, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and what you find that when that happens, that is when even the very woman that is trying to domineer and trying to lead, they start seeing the man as weak.
Exactly.
And start desiring someone that is strong. Right? Because whether we want to admit it or not, women want, they want that sense of knowing that somebody is there that can give them directive. Right? Whether we accept it or not, it is how we were made. It was the reason we were made in from day one. Right? So even that same woman that say, all right, I make money, I make more money then, and I have a bigger job, and I do this and I do that. Right? Even she that tries to downplay her husband, or when the husband feel weak, she start desiring somebody to lead her.
And I think that is natural.
Yeah, it is natural, because just like it is nature to lead, it is our nature to, we want to feel protected, no matter how big and strong, we want to feel secure, we want to feel protected, we have the need, for love, for attention, right? So it's just our nature.
And I tell people this, even if you don't believe in what because me and you happen to believe in the same thing, that we don't. But even nature shows. I will see a mother with a child. First, I see them, I know them from nowhere. And the pitney a baller and misbehave and all of that. And me or another male say, stop it. And the pitney just quiet. And think, and I'm like, look at that dynamics. A woman, other females may be trying to get the child to stop and all of this, and the pitney does a carry on. But as one man come and say, and me no mean him shout or nothing, I'm just exert this manly kind of thing, and the child just quiet, start behave.
Because the childish nature, it is going to acknowledge the leading nature in the man, right? Because look at it, all right, you will have households, right? Mothers are there, mothers are strict, mothers are disciplinarian, and the pitney give peer trouble.
And mothers in Jamaica live more than fathers.
Yes, and you have the father come, the father always around for them, I went up and down, but yet still, and I like say I beat them, and I like say, stop it and go sit down or whatever. Him play with them, he up and down with them, but the moment he talks, they listen.
Yep.
And he's not out of the fear where the mother drive, it's just out of that respect, because they see, especially, it doesn't always work in household where you find the wife them
a domineering mother, right, in a work.
Yes, it don't work in those households. Right? But you will find that even the children, they give less trouble than when a leading father figure is there.
I hear women complain about that all the while. And I try me the thing, but what's about them father? So nature itself shows how it's supposed to be. But so what would you say to women who say just totally against your belief, what you're saying, to say, no, foolishness you attack, say, no man, not this and no man, not that and me, ray, whatever. What is your advice to them? Or what would you say to them?
I believe that persons live and relate to life based on their level of understanding. Right? So what I would recommend is that you first do some reading. Right? And even after that reading, if you're not the type of read, just do some observation. Look at other marriages. Look at the flow of relationship. Look at your husband's reaction when you say, okay, let's try it your way. You understand what I'm saying? Look at the difference between when you are in the lead and when he's in the lead. Look at how your marriage flows, and then you decide from that. Because the man is going to feel a level of responsibility. You see, when he knows that he is the one that is responsible for certain decisions, when he knows that you are depending on him to lead the charge, right, he is going to feel a level of responsibility to do the right thing and to make sure he's, because he not going to say, me tell you.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah, I mean, no, you did not go feel. He might go put out extra to make sure.
He's going to put out the effort to make sure, all right, what I am saying is a stereography true, and I'm going to do it this way, so next time she will listen to me as well.
Money. You think that is because back in the day, and I always say this, you'll find that a woman will be very submissive to a man. They don't have to be married. if she's 100% dependent on him. So even the other day I was reasoning this with somebody, and I say, marriages that used to last back in the day 30, 40, 50 years, most of them, if we do a survey, you'll see that women were for the most part uneducated. So them just stay home and have pitney, and that was it. That was their contribution. So if the man should cut off the lifeline, which is the support, the money and all of these things, you know, them can't move back at them mother and all of these things. Do you find that that's what's happening now? Because most females or more females are getting, you know, the better jobs and having more money. You have some man coming at want to talk about this cover them where you talk about, where them just want one woman to have big car for drive up and down, you know. You think men are actually... There's been a role reversal now where men are the one now being submissive because of the position that the woman is able to put him in. So put him in a bigger house or a better house or a car.
Definitely, and you see it all the time. And honestly, that is some of the areas where women really lose respect and feel like they need to take the charge for themselves, right? Because now we've gone back to gender equality, and the woman has the same right, the woman can do the same job as the man, the woman, which is not, I don't have a problem with, which is not wrong, but where the dynamics of the man and the woman is in the household, as I said before, even if my husband I work on a garbage truck, I don't even have a job, and I have to deal with the children, you have to analyze the role of each partner in the relationship and see who work for who. Because what work in your marriage must not work in my one. Right?
Something else, something else,
of respect.
Something else. What about a female who decide that, okay, all right, I made some mistake as a teenager, maybe even early and late 20s, and in their 30s now, and say, listen, me not dolly house, not with nobody, me have to fend for myself and all of these things. How you see them coping in a world where they were so independent, and then know to actually let somebody in their space to actually rule them?
It is going to take a lot of time, and it all depends on the individual as well, and the type of individual that the husband is, because in that case the husband too have to understand that, you know, this person, and you have to ease into it. You can't just married today, all right, submit to me and listen to everything when we say. Right? You have to ease into it, and the woman have to go into marriage, say, all right, I need to unlearn what I know and relearn this marriage thing now. I have to unlearn how I operate and start take over, and them do what they want to do, everything.
Or buy them toys and say, forget him, you know, I'm in a business with him.
You know, so it is not like it just it's not like it just affects one area and stop. Just the decision making, it affects all
areas.
Right? Because a man that's demasculated, even in sex, him go wonder, all right,
what me can do or not do. And if me ask you something tonight, I wonder if me go get shunned and, you know, timid and
And then, you know, men are going to, not that is an excuse for men to cheat or an excuse for men to go out, but they are going to look for somebody that is dependent on them.
Make we talk the truth. That is what you said a while ago. Me did I try refrain from saying it, but from the start about the emasculate the man, you know. They are men who actually start being a cheater because he goes and finds somebody where we show him respect. And again, if we factor in the money thing, she want me money, so even if she not really rate me, no, she want me money, so she go say yes to me if I yes more and say I no whenever, and she's always there, and so that is a factor. But
and as much as we want to ignore it, it's just the truth, right? It is just the truth. You want to feel that level of respect. Just like how the woman wants to feel that
love,
level of comfort, no matter
and
how
security.
big her job is. She wants to know that you're all right. You know, you have somebody that you don't have to always be going. You have somebody you can say, listen, dear, this is what I'm thinking. You know, you have somebody you can relate to in such a way. But
I know that you're a university graduate. And you must have friends too who have, you know, gone through tertiary level education. You think, or do you know, me not tell me about the business now, although I like hear people business, but you know of any strong educated women who intentionally seek out guys who are lower than them so they can be the domineering factor?
I can't say I know anybody individually, but I have heard of cases, right? And it's not like some of them don't even have any intention of marriage. When that they just want someone to know that this person is dependent on me, or this person, you know.
Or some of them just want one
pitney
pitney.
because I
So
take care of him.
yeah.
You know, so it there are cases where it's happened.
Well, I know of
But
one.
as I said before,
I know of
to me,
one
that-
where I work with the people them. And I remember it was clear. Like the man had to bring the wife's breakfast like every morning. And if he brings something and she don't want that, she yell and everybody in the vicinity here says she don't want that to eat. And he always have to be, a matter of fact, the way how the thing is so bad, I name Phillips, right? They're married. And is the man everybody call the woman last name.
Jesus.
So for example now, you're Titus Mackenzie, people call your husband Mr. Titus instead of Mr. For show you how bad the thing is. Because the woman's spirit is so domineering and but anyway, I left the people in business alone. Let me read some more comment here. So Dwayne, answering to my question, and if you're just joining us, like Mr. Nikki come late, but Tonet say better be late than never. Thanks for joining. No, I can't take the caller right now. So the question was, when two people get married, when a man and a woman get married, who gives up the power? So Dwayne William answering, and he says the man. Nardia answer again and said none. They become one. Tracy and Hewitt Stelshel, I don't know if I said that right, say no power in a marriage because neither man or woman should be seeking authority or competition. It becomes a team. Either both win or both lose. It is also based on personalities and well as spiritual emphasis. In the latter, the woman may give up her power because she has to submit to her husband. So Tracy come right on. You hear she go over there, so, and come back right round to anything there. Because I was going to ask her. Yeah. I was going to ask her, like, even if you check out a team, every team now have one captain if we're talking about sports. So every team as a lead, right? So as
dominant players.
Good. So as much as we know that, listen, the defender is as good as the goalie, is as good as the forward. But everybody have them role for play. They complete the team, which that is something I always have struggled with people to explain. I say, even in a marriage or in a household, I don't believe this thing where anything goes and anybody do anything. I always use something very trivial. I say, all right, if there is no decision as who take care of the food, being it market or supermarket, so me just doubt and me just feel for go shopping and just drive going to Walmart and spend $300, but my wife did just do it, but she never communicate with me if I say that a madness. That is chaos. I mean, I say even in that workplace, you have to have your.
Even.
Go ahead. You're about to say something. Go ahead.
I was saying that even in a team. Even in a team, the defender is just as important as the goalie.
Exactly.
Right? One is you're depending on one to, and you're depending on one to make sure it's the other team no score. They have to work together, but at the end of the day, is somebody have to line out the plays, tell you, all right, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You have to know the team has to be going in the same direction, and everybody will screw up on them because they're all over the place. Right? So whether we want to admit it or not, we need instruction, and there has to be somebody taking the charge.
Yes.
Right?
I mean,
It's
something
like,
else. There's another model that I like, and normally when I talk about this, these are the things that come up. So, for example, finances. And I don't think those things have role specification. So, if the man is the better financer, him fi deal with them something there. And if the woman she deals with it. You know what I mean? I say, so you have some rules, some strong, basically, as you say, you're a team. So what happen now is your strength actually cover your partner weakness. So you're going to have time when this is the one that take the lead based on whatever. So back in the day, you know, I used to cook in that. I used to the woman decides, okay, the family have to eat, the man get up, gonna work. As we know the model. The father get up, get breakfast, the mother take care of the kids, send them off to school. The father got bush all day, then he come home, and when he come home, him dinner supposed to ready because no good wife never used to comfortable with the man come home, know him a for hungry and not feed him. So there are some roles where the one just take over and make sure. But me don't know, society kind of, do you think this will ever go back to what it was where, you know, men felt like they were respected and they have purpose and respect by women?
That is a tough question because if you're looking at it, it's basically heading in the other way, right? Where women looking to other women and men looking to other men, right? Because they don't understand the dynamic and the importance of having a figure in there, having somebody. You understand? I don't know. I really don't, because it doesn't seem that way from what I am looking at, but I do hope it does. You understand? Like for you to have healthy marriages, for you to have children growing up in more healthy household, being respected, being a part of the decision making, but I want them to see, you understand, their father playing the role that he's supposed to play.
Yep.
Because
you know,
I don't want my son growing up in a house where
not knowing what to be a
you
man.
Understand? Yeah, not knowing how to be a man. And my daughter feeling all right, she needs to take up everything. No, you need to learn how to be dependent, be independent and dependent at the same time. You know, but it's all dependent on the type of person you're married to, because at the end of the day, you have to be married to someone that have their head and their body then.
True.
You know, somebody who is know where they're going, who know where you're going. You can talk, you can have discussion, you understand? So you can know, like, at the end of these 6 months, what have we accomplished towards our goal? And if you say, all right, baby, let's change this goal. If your husband say, all right, I don't think we should do this anymore. But you can have discussion, you can have something healthy, something strong.
Right. And not an argument or a debate,
Not
have
an
a discussion.
Argument, right? Not an argument, but you have to be somebody will have the head on your body and will want what you want. Right? You know, want one man in one house and tell yourself, all right, you can't go to Kingston with your friends tomorrow, but every night him the on road and you not see him, you not get no attention. To me, that is not even a marriage, right? That's a situation.
I keep on hearing that term. I keep on hearing that term from the other day. Situationship.
Yeah, that's not even a marriage, because you understand the dynamics and the definition of a marriage. If you understand how a marriage is supposed to be, you would not call that a relationship.
But I keep on hearing, especially marriage officers, saying there's been a trend of late where you have people who them plan them marriage and them wedding and everything, reception, and it's like a couple of days before now them say, oh, at that past day I want to marry with son. No form of marriage counseling not take place. So you know, people not even learning what marriage is anymore, and then some of us not even born and grow in a see mommy and daddy together anyways. So it not gonna get any better.
Yeah, because I think that's important, even if you feel like you're the person who's been together forever, but you still need to talk to somebody. You need to still talk to somebody, because that person is going to have an objective view where both of you is concerned. Because I remember my marriage counselor telling me that he might start ironing at the sleeve. You might start ironing at
the neck.
That doesn't mean
the color, that means it's wrong.
That either way is wrong. It just means different ways of doing things. And that is something I remember every single day. Understand? You're still going to get to your end goal, but you just
maybe take a different route.
Way, and you both have to understand. Right? There are certain things that a counselor will tell you, or somebody that has seen and experienced different marriages, that you wouldn't look at it that way, or you know, because trust me, I was very headstrong. I was the definition of headstrong. You know, I knew exactly what I wanted out of life. I knew exactly where I wanted to go. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and that was my objective. Right? So it was a challenge for me now to hear somebody saying, all right, no, I don't think this is the course of action we should take, right? Or if you do this, what is that happen, right? Because when you have your mind make up, you don't necessarily want nobody to tell you what is. You understand?
Exactly. So
But
it
I
come
have
back to where me
do-
want to wind down with. Like I started by saying, I don't think a woman that does not want to to submit should get married. I don't think a woman who say, okay, me like, I have a friend, me talk to her very regular, I'll on the show here, and she say, if she should find somebody, even on a marriage level, it's going to be difficult because guess what? She have been so accustomed to her own space that maybe that gonna cause argument because you have some time where she just want to be by herself like what she used to. So I am thinking what can help people. Don't, like you alluded to earlier, don't get married just because you want to tick off one of the accomplishments. Because I said this to one of my past students a couple of years ago. Big woman now, I think she attended Edna. And I said, listen, the thing set up, most females really feel unaccomplished, not care how much money them have, job or whatever, you know, if they don't have a man or a husband and a child for some people, you know, even if they say, oh, me no business, me no want whatever, like deep down in them want one little girl here for plat up too, you know, or them want one little boy if it dress up and say, yo, all of the girl them gonna run down the shatter yeah, and all of this kind of thing.
Boy.
So for me, I said, but if you don't want to submit to a man and have, well, one Jamaican man, but me no know if you say because maybe the age thing play a difference. Cause me have a brother named Prince. Me I wonder how him calling it, but me read him comment on YouTube and him say him can't comment because he has never been into a serious relationship. But what is happening to Kay? A lot of mothers are the one growing our boys. And I remember one time I had my mother on my show. I did that about Father's Day, which is foolishness. So me hear people say every year, and it hurt me. But my mother that fathered me, and I'm like, that is foolishness.
It so much.
It is rubbish. No woman can teach one man how to be a man.
Yeah.
You don't have a penis, so oh, you're gonna show me if you hold it and pee straight and all of these things. You can't do that. So this and my mom, I invited my mom on the show, come, and she come and we start the discussion, and she said yes, she's something she eat too, and I'm like, okay, dear. And I can tell you this, my mother grew 3 boys. Me no born come see no man in a well, she did married and that never really last long, but yeah, me no come see no man and no father figure in the home, you know. But she said no, she don't believe in this mother that fathered me, and every Father's Day you see them put up their mother picture, and I'm like, yo, you need to go find your dad. But there are women who them just find a man and say, yo, me want one picnic because I want to tick off, or as we say, get married. It is not going to work if that's the case. And worse if you don't love the person, because this is what I know and I've seen it. You even have some man who say, oh, me now wash no woman clothes and all of these things, but make him find one woman who him love. She have to beg him, say, babe, no, that is not how I wash my underwear. You have to just, I wash them one after I take them off, but then sat them on and me soap them up, put them in a sun, and then scroop and he want to wash everything because what? He's so in love. Love just change. Same thing for the woman. But we find that a lot of people these days, and your words may I use again, them just getting married because them one can say, oh, status, I'm married, and them go to work and show off the big, ring, just to say I've accomplished something. It's sad. Anyways, me hear you pitting them, and I don't want to take on no more of your time. So what you want to leave with us finally?
Could you repeat that?
What you want to leave with us finally?
Oh, I just want to say, marriages can work. It can work, but under the circumstance where a woman is not willing to submit, your husband submit to you, you submit to your husband, but you understand your husband as the figurehead of your marriage. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Excuse, please.
That's all right. Working from home, we know it go.
Right? Unless you are willing to acknowledge your husband as the figurehead of your marriage, as the person that as the finals can work if you both want it to work, and if you are willing to play your part.
Yep. That I believe
in it.
Strongly.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Titus Mackenzie. I enjoyed the little chat. I may tell you the truth. Just like how Steph did surprise, me did surprise when they say yes. Me all wonder if you just say that for say it's sake. I say, no, kid, she quiet. She not normally do them something here. But I enjoy your company this evening, and thanks for taking up the challenge.
Yeah, man, no problem.
All right, then. All the best. Take care. Be safe.
All right, thank you. All the best.
Cool.
Good night.
Right, so that was my little chat with my friend. Long time friend, but as I said, I know her. Quiet. She have a younger sister where, most people that think she should have do this, but she want to cover herself too. But anyways, so I found that very interesting, hearing a young person, you know, talking about marriage in a positive light. And I don't know, like I say, I think society and a lot of people are doing this. And I, you know me chat my business all the while. I remember talking to this girl, and we end up in argument because for one, she knows I love chat and me I want debate and all of these things, and she used to do it just for do it. And then me end up here say, oh, me this and me that, whatever, because, you know, me I say, yeah. Yeah, one woman, you just get your way. It's supposed to be your way, you know. And I think society kind of teaches that too, and preaches that a woman must get what she wants. Like I always hear me say, what them say, what? Well, happy wife, happy life. So where's the focus on the man? Where's the focus? But people, maybe no one go back and watch the show, because a lot of times, you know, the first time, it's just like when you watch one show and everything, you know, see something till when you go back over it again. She said a lot. So like I say, me read exactly what Prince said now. To be honest, I don't know how to comment, because I have never been in a mature relationship. I've never been in a mature relationship. Alright guys, thank you. That is it for tonight. Again, let me remind you, starting tomorrow, and I see somebody on Twitter already saying Andrew can't fool him because April 1 is All Fools Day. I was listening to radio today, not verified by me, but I heard a presenter saying Google sent out a letter saying they won't be participating in any form of All Fools Day prank or jokes, because that is something that they usually do, you know, have games and whatever pertaining. So don't look out for nothing. If nobody try nothing with no Google nothing, is trick them or try to trick you or con you. So don't fall for it. What else? So as of tomorrow night, which is April 1st of April, Jamaica will be going under all island wide curfew starting at 8 p.m. nightly. If you want to say daily, it's up to you, but effective April 1 through to April 8, so for 7 days, 1 week, Jamaica will be under curfew. The entire Jamaica, whole island of Jamaica, 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. So people, don't go to jail for foolishness. Don't get detained for foolishness if you don't. And you see, this measure have to be put in place, because, and I see a lot of people, and what I like about this, one bipartisan kind of something. Me know PMP WhatsApp me, text me and say, yo, a long time him should have do that. Like, even you saw the comment there, Martin. I'm not saying Martin is a PMP. I don't know Martin is what. But he said, I believe the timing is wrong. It should be, as in the time, it should be 2 p.m. until 6 a.m. So what the Prime Minister said, in fact, when they were discussing it, they wanted to be 7 o'clock p.m. to 6. But they actually factor in some whole heap of something. Like people work on shift. With the change in a shift and some other thing, commerce, because we still don't want to lock down. Hear me about we? They still don't want to lock down the country because commerce have to take place. So yeah. So they came up with 8. I think 8 is reasonable. So right there, so you can't in an argument. You're coming from work. You should have talked to your boss. Your boss know that 8 o'clock is curfew. Him go home early. So you don't have to deal with it. And all of this is trying to level the curve. Some people say flatten, whichever terminology you choose, but they're trying not to for it to spike, you know, no great, whatever. Today actually I had to make a comment in a GCT talk, Gulf Card talk. Last night I saw people getting so alarmed because we saw 34 positive cases, and then in a couple of hours we saw 36, and I'm like, I can't see why people making a big deal about that. I think at the end of it, Jamaica is going to see more than 100. If in a mine shop, it's going to be in the hundreds. So, you know, what happened to is the process. So they're sending stuff even to them here since evening. The CMO, she did not answer a question. She said she can't tell that. A reporter asked in the press briefing, when was the because now we have a health healthcare worker who has been tested positive. When was the test done? And she said she can't speak to when it was done, but them get them results in 24 hours, so that she can't share. I'm not comfortable with that answer. However, it's the measures. If people were staying home, and I hear, I saw it on Twitter and me keep on hearing people talking about it, where, you know, in St. Mary, I say, I don't know how true it is, some persons they went to St. Mary and they saw people playing football and carry on like nothing. It's just like when we hear a hurricane come and nobody in a business till when the rain start fall and the breeze. But this virus is not something that you can just see with your naked eyes, you know. So, but like I say, yeah, we shouldn't be. I don't want to see. Well, I'm going to see it, me know. But may I say, don't fall for it. When them release 2 more case, 3 more case, 5 more case, as Andrew only say, him think it got double in couple of days. Anyway, so with the 36 now, it's soon gonna 70. Don't get alarmed because they keep on testing, and the more they test, you know, sound like me or some. I'm just saying what I heard. The more them tests, the more positives they're gonna get. So the numbers are going to go up. And the whole leveling of the curve now is that instead I peak at say 10,000 people, it don't go so far. And the only way to protect that is by sanitizing, washing off the hands, prevent yourself from touching your face. I was listening to Paula and Francois this morning, and somebody texting a good idea. So know which hand is your dominant hand. Your dominant hand is the hand that you use most, you know. So I'm right-handed. So that's my dominant. So what the person suggests is that you touch surfaces, doors, with your non-dominant hand, which I was doing the reverse. Because this is my dominant hand, I used to use my non-dominant hand to touch my face if I have to. Because I know I touch everything else with my right hand. But the person was suggesting that use your non-dominant hand to like open doors. So car doors and whatever you can. Let's say you're one of them people who walk with your wipes and whatever to clean off everything when you touch. Or clean it off before you touch it. But the suggestion is use your non-dominant hand to do all them touchy something there. So when you're going to touch your face, your dominant hand now, which you don't think about it, you just touch your face automatically, then there's some form of prevention. But try to wash your hand. I have ramped up my wash hand kind of thing, and it still annoys me because I still see people using the bathroom and don't wash them, and I'm like, ugh. But yeah, so I ramp up that, like everything I want to wash my hand or use my hand sanitizer. Remember they say it's supposed to have at least 62% alcohol in it, else it don't really do what I do. What else can I tell you? Just that I'm going to leave with you again that Jamaica under curfew 8 o'clock tomorrow night until 6 the morning, and that is going to run for a week. All right, ends on the 8th, 6 a.m. Guys, thanks again. Let me check YouTube one more time, see if I have anything to say before I go. I know nobody cuss me. And the last time, not the last time, but one time I have a guest and the people then tell me about, oh yes man, so when him just want me sit down here and listen to him, you know, and comment and read my comment. It's alright, there's no comments there to read. Thanks guys, thanks again Mrs. Titus Mackenzie, and see you guys if it's the will of the Father tomorrow night. If you can be good, please be careful.
Well, who goes? The girl will knock me off my feet. And make me 40 days and 40 nights and I can't sleep. Jah know how she do it. Incomplete. Long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and me couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Yeah. Long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and me couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Alright, the girl that knocked me off my feet. And a 40 days and 40 nights stood up and even sleep. Me have to just get up, stand up and firm up on my feet. And a loot a baby face and voice to mend up and repeat. Me nah go lie, one time the love did concrete. And when you break my heart, you know me never plan fate. And me and you fit that till we get old in a rocking chair with one teeth. Right, I know me kinda incomplete. Now you see it, long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and me couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Yeah. Long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and me couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Well hear me out. When you me hear it from the shout, you have a new man where you a tick and not a coat. Me feel it to me heart out and me chest it one drop out. My friend them did that want me and not tell me fi watch out. I must see joke, this I must see show we a account. You used to tear me hard and tell me show you the account. Come make we start fresh, me show you where real love is all about. Me ready fi give you love X amount, without a doubt. Long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and I couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Hey, long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and I couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Hey, what make you deal with me so mean? You know you are my queen, no doubt, so you feel rock and come in. So shall it be in at the end like it was in the beginning? Girl, if you know you want me everything, no matter listen to no friend where you ask you where you do with him. Give me another chance, make me redeem. I put a gene up on the mic and genius pan redeem. And pan the big ship we sailing. Boom! Long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and I couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Hey, long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and I couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Hey, long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and I couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl. Me sing again. Long time me and you for seal the link. From time me I grieve and I couldn't believe it, girl. When you tell me say you're leaving, girl.
Every time I think we wouldn't fall out. Every time we disagree, you start shout. Why every time I pack my things and walk out? I even find myself and think about we always have vex and fight and love and make up. Yo, it's Lifestyle TV. And you know we're keeping it live. Bang it.
Hey, tell us about your kind of songs. What's your objective?
Just to enlighten the people's mind, you know, and to remind them of where we've been and where we are and where we need to go. You know, there's somebody always has to be there with something positive. There's a lot of negativity on the radio right now, all around the world, and TV. So I wanted to be the positive, one of the positive things that people can watch and listen to. Try to get a job today, but when it's to the application, them say, if this is where you really reside, please step outside. She asked them why, and they replied, we don't want no trouble, no. We don't want no trouble, no day. 'Cause lady, where you come from, people die there every day. And for our safety, that's where you should stay.
What's up, y'all? You don't know it's your girl Tess Sanchin, and you are watching Lifestyle with Damian Phillips. Keep it locked. Mwah.